Where does my loyalty lie? I don't know. I like DL and I like Monique, but let's check this out.
I'm gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna do it. But damn it, this seat.
I say, you might want to have another tempo.
This seat make you go truth. Tell it. No, tell the damn truth.
Coach.
And there's a brother named DL Hughley.
Yeah.
And until he take accountability, I won't let it go.
What did DL do?
Let me tell you. I do DL's radio show.
Yes.
DL Hughley is not there. His team is there. And Shannon, we having a great time. I mean, baby, we having a great time. We going forward, back and forth. When we get to the end of the show, they say, Monique, you want to play a game? Well, I want to play. I said, sure, sugar. They said, Monique, we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Let's go. Would you rather your husband sleep with Lee Daniels with a condom or Corinne Steffens without one?
Really, Monique?
It does make sense though that maybe they shouldn't have asked her to play the game. Maybe she shouldn't have said yes. Let's see where this goes.
I say to the team, how does that uplift our community? I said, sister, and her name is Jasmine, how could you ask another sister that? Hey, DL, yeah. I said, listen, I just got off the phone with your team, and they wanted to play this game, Would You Rather? And it was like, stupid. Like, asking me about my husband and Lee Daniels and Corinne Steffens, and his exact words, well, that's how we do it. I said, DL, how does that uplift our community? And again, I don't know what y'all trying to insinuate, but brother, what you doing?
That does make sense. Asking the question, how does it uplift our community, does make sense. I do understand both arguments so far, so it's a toss-up. Let's keep watching.
Like I said, that's just how we do it. So it is what it is. But I knew the time would come that I would see him. We were scheduled to do a show in Los Angeles. I was the headliner of that show. His name was on it, then his name came off. I didn't question it, but I knew I'm gonna see him, right?
Eventually.
Okay, now we have a show in Detroit. Contractually, I was the headliner.
Right.
When I went out on that stage, Shannon, I made sure everything I said, he heard me. Because now you're here and I'm gonna say it to you.
Personally, I didn't like that simply because I felt like both of them need to sit down and have a talk before you kind of go on stage and air it out. But if DL has not been responding to Monique, then I guess she's within right to actually go on stage and just flare, because at that point in time, you're not listening to me. And since as I need to be heard, I'm going to just air it on stage. So another toss up again.
And I said some things on that stage that I said he was cowardly. And some folks said, how could you say that? How could you do that? And then I posted some things to say, this is what I meant. See, you came after my husband. And when you had a chance to fix it, when you had a chance to say, Mo, my bad, you know, we don't even get down like that.
Right.
You told me it is what it is. And until he's brave enough and courageous enough to say, this is what really happened, y'all. Y'all have never known me to be no shit starter. Folks ain't never known me to go over and kick a sandwich out of somebody's hand that's hungry.
I'm not quite certain about that. I feel like Monique will start some stuff. So I don't know if that is 100% factual. But you know what, guys? Fact check me. If I'm incorrect on that Monique has never started any ish, then fact check me.
But what people do know is, if you kick me, damn if I ain't gonna kick you back.
Right.
So since there are two sides to the story, let's get the next side.
Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy-ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it.
All right, that was a cheap shot. But hey, she's a comedian. She can take it. And I didn't mind it at all because, hey, you need some humor before you start the rant.
But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we played all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she said she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints, I listened to her, and I pulled the segment.
All right, so he heard it and he did pull the segment. So then what is the problem? That's my question. I'm still trying to figure out what is the issue. If he has pulled the segment, then why is there still like an issue between the two of them? And by the way, Monique is claiming that they weren't going to pull the segment and that she had to actually call her lawyer for them to pull the segment. So maybe that's where it is. Let's keep watching.
So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't because I respected her wishes. She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who, as a comedian, talks as much shit about everybody else as she does, she has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that.
That makes sense that he's saying if you're a comedian, you're supposed to be able to take a punch. Because you guys can apply a punch. Have you guys never been to a comedy show yet? Right? And have them heckle you in the audience? You don't normally say anything, you laugh about it. So I didn't know comedians were this sensitive as far as taking jokes back and forth. So that does make sense that he's saying that she's a comedian. And so if sticks and stones are flying, then y'all should be good with the sticks and stones that are flying. So that makes sense. And I'm not getting into the Oprah piece, so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the DL Hughley piece.
Exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that because Monique's a liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says DL Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested, and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying mother.
All right. I feel the pain that he's feeling on that one. I did not appreciate the fact that she called that out, especially from a woman's standpoint. Because I feel like if there's anybody that can talk on the R, of course, it would be a woman. You've seen Me Too movement, coming along. So I felt like that was a little bit low. I felt like if you're going to take jabs at a comedian, that's fine. But a jab as personal as that one was a little bit different. So I can get why he would be a little bit stirred on it. If you had a daughter as well, and someone brought it up, you probably have been upset. Or your mother or your sister, or whoever else it is that gone through a trauma like that, you'd have been upset. So I get his grievance there.
She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren. Because nobody have sweet babies when your own babies don't. How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies. Not daddies who get paid by their daughters.
That is actually true, gentle people. I guess I gotta say I to that one. Daughters get paid for by dads. They do. They really and truly do. Like, get a daughter and realize what's going on. You're gonna pay.
You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she'd have spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history. Because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people. Except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody you, not even your family? How do you, I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still manage to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to.
Okay, so I see the two sides. And I do see what Monique is saying. I do see also what DL is saying. My suggestion would be, though, that I feel like Monique has enough popularity to create her own media. Meaning she actually could sit down and write some material, whether it is a skit, whether it is a play, whatever it is that she wants to do, and use a YouTube platform to reach the masses. Because the masses want to hear from Monique and want to hear about Monique and want to see Monique. And so I feel like she can kind of break away from Hollywood if she wants to, but it's just a matter of her mindset, rather than kind of keeping up the And I do get it, guys. Don't think I don't get the idea of inequality as far as women is concerned. I get the inequality, but I'm just saying she's able to make a platform if she really wants to. Country Wayne has proven that. It doesn't matter your circumstance, Drewski. I could list you a bunch of people who are on here creating their own lanes and creating their own platforms. So I feel like he's right to the fact that what Monique probably should be doing at this point in time, and this is just from his perspective. The Oprah stuff I can't talk about it, but I'm talking about from the DL's perspective. That Monique can actually sit down and work with her team and use the YouTube platform to spread her message, to show her talent. I feel like she can do that and should actually make it big if she does. But I could be wrong, guys. It could be much about nothing. And you guys may just be, Monique fans and you don't like DL. So let me hear what you guys think. DL has good points. Monique has good points. But let me hear what you guys think. Where do you fall? Where do you fall in all of this? Does DL make any sense at all? Does Monique make any sense at all? Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon.